Recently, I was working with an individual who is interested in a whole life insurance policy. Cash value is the goal, but she's 72 years old. So we were looking at scenarios for her, mom, we'll call her in this video, but she asked the question, would it make more sense to take this policy out on my adult son instead, who's 41 years old? He, like myself, has no health issues. Does it make sense? It should make sense because I'm much older, and the older you are, the more expensive the life insurance policy is, correct? On that point, when you're older, does that mean that life insurance is more expensive? Yes, and it's especially true if you're purchasing a life insurance policy purely for death benefit. You'd find for a 41-year-old or a 72-year-old, the 72-year-old is going to spend a lot more money for the same death benefit than what the 41-year-old would. What if cash value is the goal though? And mom says, I don't care about the death benefit. We're already covered there. Cash value is what I'm interested in. Does age still play a role? Meaning, does it make significantly more sense to take a policy out on son, age 41? The answer is maybe. So let's take a look now at this guy. So she had a question, which is around the term rider cost. So the type of term rider that we have attached is what? A OYT, which stands for 1-year term insurance rider. And here's how it works. As one ages, so as we get older, the cost of the term increases. So 1-year renewable term rider. Every year we get older, the expenses, the rate for every $1,000 of term insurance goes up. But if we go back to the illustration, did you notice what happened with the actual term insurance rider? We didn't spend much time on it. Let's take a look here. Here's mom's. Top left-hand corner. Day 0. Target additional benefit. That's your term insurance. As you add money to a life insurance policy, what happens to the death benefit, to the whole life death benefit? As you add money, that whole life death benefit goes up. So how a 1-year term rider works is the amount that the whole life goes up, your term rider decreases proportionately. So you're out of pocket the cost for term insurance. What will happen to that? It'll go down naturally. So what we have is every year the internal costs go up, but we're paying for less term insurance year in and year out. So typically you can go through that and someone will say, okay, got it, that makes sense. But then naturally, my follow-up question in that case from the consumer would be, thanks for that, get it, can I still see the costs? Yes, you can. So here's how we take a look. So on an illustration, you can actually run reports that provide information. So here we go. What we've got is as follows. Current OYT, that stands for 1-year term, and then guaranteed 1-year term cost for every 1,000. So what this represents, remember this is a 72-year-old female, is for every $1,000 of term insurance attached to the policy, it will cost her $2.37. So when you start adding large term insurance riders, that can be costly. Yeah, of course. And what you'll notice in this particular example with this company, the current expenses gradually increase. The guarantees, it's guaranteed to be whatever the rate is for the first 2 years. And then the company can raise those costs significantly if they want to. Does that happen? No, I've never seen it happen, but it can. So someone that wants to see the guarantees, it's valuable to take a look here. We did mention that we're going to give a detailed and simple answer. We're about to go through the details here. But if you just want the bottom line answer, this column will tell you that. When you look at your net cash value, that is going to reflect the term costs as well. What we've noticed over the years is agents that prefer not to use these term riders will, in a sense, I don't want this to sound negative, try and scare people away by saying, look how high these costs can get. You don't want to put this rider on a policy. You should go with the very high base premium as well. In my opinion, that's used as a tactic to upsell a higher base premium because that generates a significantly higher commission. My response to that, if I was sitting on the same side as a potential consumer, not a licensed agent, I would say, well, no, the net cash value still shows the example that gives me the most value, both on a guaranteed and non-guaranteed basis. But simple response, if you just want the bottom line, look at the net cash value. That does account for those term costs as well. Back to this. So if you receive this in terms of a report from the insurance company, you might look at it and say, what am I looking at? So what you can do here is just multiply this by this guy, whatever the term insurance amount is, multiply that dollar amount by, and that'll be your term cost. What I like to do is just drop it right on Excel. Let's do that. So we're going to look at moms, and then also the sons. Same thing, you'll notice a lesser cost because he is younger. All right, so let's take a look here. So first, let's look at mom first, because that's what we looked at first in the illustration. So mom, both the guaranteed and non-guaranteed. On the left, you've got the guarantees. This is the guaranteed cash value from the illustration. And then here we go. So paying in $100K per year every year. There's the minimum premium. There's your cash value. Based on the guarantees, you break even when? Between years 11 and 12. But here you go. Term rider amount, term rider death benefit, and then also the term rider cost. Remember year 3, that cost jumped up all of a sudden? That's why we see the increase. But what happens after the 3rd year? So you do have a big jump in year 3, but then as that term rider amount decreases, we see the cost decrease. And then also, we can remove the term altogether after the 7th year. You could also partially reduce it. Maybe she says, you know what, let's just cut it down to 100K here because I don't want to remove all of it. But there's your cost. Same thing based on the non-guarantees. As this decreases, so does this. There we go. One thing actually. It decreases. Why does it start to go back up in years 6 and 7? The reason why, and we'll see this on the illustration, that minimum premium and term rider for that matter was still due years 6 and 7. We're not paying it out of pocket, or she's not. So what's happening here is the policy is paying for itself by surrendering dividends and interest, and the costs are a bit higher than the dividend piece, everything above the guarantee. So without getting into the details, the term rider amount, in this case, is decreasing, but not all that much, is it? No. So the cost goes up every year, and because that term stays about the same, we see the net cost go up every year until we cut it. And again, we can partially reduce it as well. So there's your costs for mom. Let's take a look at the son. Same thing, guaranteed values on the left, non-guaranteed values on the right. Because he is younger, what happens? Lesser costs naturally. Check out those guaranteed values at the break-even point. If he gets preferred plus, you can get that so close to year 6 for a break-even based on the guarantees. This product has a guaranteed rate at 3%, and the guaranteed values, again, assume no dividends are ever paid, and also the maximum allowable charge for this term insurance rider. That's what those costs represent. And then here are the current costs, what we've seen them always be as long as we've worked with Guardian. But anyway, a lot of info there. Hope you enjoyed it, both the simple stuff and the complex stuff. If you did, please hit the like button. Let us know. Feel free to leave a comment below, and reach out to us if you have any questions or if you're interested in seeing some sample illustrations. And as always, I hope this helps. Thanks so much. Hey guys, Steve Parisi here. If you enjoyed the content you just saw, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for future videos. If you'd like more information or to see some custom policies for yourself, feel free to call or email our offices at the contact information below.